Hello and welcome. It's Japan, and we have another prediction video for AEW Full Gear. Now I'm gonna preface it that my voice is kind of going out. I think I'm getting sick, but I think I can get through this one. Yeah, I don't know exactly the order of the card. I do know the first match that we're gonna cover is on the pre-show, but I feel like it needs to be covered. It's Big Boom AJ with Big Justice versus Cutie Marshall. I feel like this is just like some type of bizarro situation. I mean, WWE's had weird celebrity matches too, but I don't know. This one just feels a little odd. I mean, unless they bring the Rizzler out and use him as a battering ram, I really don't want this match. I'm gonna think it's gonna be Big Boom. I mean, I don't know, feeling like if you just beat a legitimate wrestler, that kind of buries that wrestler. But I think it's kind of one of those things like they make you they make you do this type of stuff as a wrestler, so you are more trusted for bigger projects later on, like AKA like Seth Rollins when he was with Logan Paul originally, and um, Johnny Knoxville with Sami Zayn. Like I feel like they got bigger and better things because they did matches like this. So maybe Cutie Marshall will like this. I don't really know. So I'm gonna go with a big boom. AJ, he's gonna win this. He's gonna bring the boom today. I feel like I just said the worst stuff in the world. Next up, we have MGF versus Roderick Strong. I don't think there's any way that MGF loses. This should be like probably one of the like most like 100% confirmed matchups out of all of them. I just like how do you like have him lose here when he's kind of still your top guy? I mean, they haven't really used him as a top guy, but like this feels like if this is the order of the card too, this is kind of crazy that like you'd have him lose an opening match, especially like right here. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of a no-brainer. I don't really feel like this card in general has a lot of like change, but I guess we'll see as we go to each one. Next up, we have Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. This feels like this is going to be just like a solid match. It really has no like they have a little bit of storyline, but it has no stakes in it with no titles being on the line. So I kind of think it's one of those like I think it's going to be solid, but I don't think it needs to necessarily like be on this card. It's just because they pat these cards with as many humanly possible matches as possible. But I think Jay White's gonna win this one. He needs the win. He really does. It's just kind of crazy if they don't let him win here because they've kind of buried him in certain storylines and stuff. And I feel like this would be another one to bury Jay White if they make him lose here. Um, then we have this is like not on the official card, but like I feel like this match is on there. Like I've seen certain cards have different stuff, and maybe it's just like maybe just a typo. But they had the AEW International Championship match, which is Tateshka versus Ricochet. I always get his name wrong, and having a sore throat is not making it any better. I feel like this might be one where they do actually flip the title because like Ricochet is new, and I feel like that's kind of what you want to show off to your impending free agents like that are trying to come in here, that like they're going to be treated well, like they've done with like Jake Cardwell over there in WWE and CM Punk and stuff, like giving them good storylines, giving them titles, giving them good opportunities that to show that like hey, this is what you can get if you change sides. So I'm gonna go here and think Ricochet's gonna win. I feel like it's kind of like one of those matches that out of all the title matches, it seems like probably one of the easier ones to flip because that title does flip pretty often. But I think it's gonna be a really good match. I think it's gonna be one of the matches I'm gonna enjoy the most out of all of these. Next up is the AEW Tag Team Champions Championship match. It's Private Party versus the Outrunners versus the um. It said Kings of Blackthorn on this, but isn't it just the House of Black, or did I like completely miss the picture versus the Acclaim? No, yeah, that is the House of Black, but just I guess that's like the side thing. I don't know. This website that has the match card seems to be a little funky. I think this is gonna be easy. Private Party. I don't see them really changing anything. Like, why would you change when they just got the titles? That would be kind of crazy to me. So I think this is one of those guaranteed ones, and I think it's gonna be a pretty solid match. I mean, having eight men out there, sometimes a lot of the times you can get some really good matchups that way. Um, so I think it'll be pretty solid. I think that might be one of the most fun matches out of all of them. Next up, we got the TBS Championship, Mercedes Money versus Chris Statlander. This match should absolutely cook, and it should have Chris Statlander winning, but I think the simple thing is that Mercedes Money's going to win, and the match itself is going to fall a little flat. Mercedes like title reign has been like hit or miss, and I feel like a lot of the times it's the other person putting in a lot of work to her minimal work on some of it. I think that she's a good champion and has like the ability to, but I feel like she shouldn't be with the TBS championship, and it should be something higher. And she should drop Camilla because Camilla could be doing a lot of better stuff on her own. And unless that's what they're building up, is that she holds onto the championship until she has Camille turn on her. I don't want it. Like unless that's the end game, I'm fine with that. But like I don't want anything until then. If they're not gonna do that, then have her lose the championship here. But I think it's pretty locked in. Mercedes gonna win. Next up, we have Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. Now this is actually a strange one because like I don't feel like you can give Swerve a loss here because like he lost the championship and he's had ups and downs. But if you have him just lose his opening feud after losing the championship, that just feels very bad. But then like Bobby Lashley coming in, you want to look really good too. I'm gonna just go with my personal like who I like better, and I'm gonna go with Swerve winning here. I honestly feel like they're gonna go the opposite way for whatever reason, and I think it's gonna be a very bad decision. Then we got the AEW TNT Championship, which is Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia. I actually honestly feel like Daniel Garcia is going to win this one. Like I said, it's one of the very few championships I think that will flip because I feel like this one's kind of good for the storyline because the Elite has lost the tag team titles and like they're all kind of on the back burner of like trying to get like be out of it and try to like like escape being like the people in charge. So if that's the case, I feel like that's just the last part of it is them losing the TNT championship. And Daniel Garcia would be a perfect person for him to lose it to because he's been like pretty good on all of his like promos and pretty good about like wrestling and stuff. So I feel like he would be a good choice to go to, and I think that's kind of where they should go to here. Next up, we have the Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher match. I don't really feel like it's going to be this deep in the card. I feel like this is just random at this point. Uh, Again, Will Ospreay's just their like golden child. Like, how do you have him lose here? He would really be putting over Kyle Fletcher, and unless like a lot of shenanigans happen with the Don Callis family, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm gonna go with Will Ospreay, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Kyle Fletcher win because of other stuff. And then last but certainly not least, as my voice is just holding on by a thread, so sorry to make it quicker than normal. The AEW World Championship, which is John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. Now, this pretty much is one of those guaranteed matches, like 100% guaranteed that John Moxley wins here. Like, there's no way that anything else happens. Now, the ending is what's going to be interesting because I feel like if Moxley wins, Orange Cassidy either is leaving in a body bag, like literally, or like just like he's like most definitely gonna be taken out fully for like months, or like even written off like story and stuff for months, or he's gonna turn and like somehow be part of that organization with his carefree attitude and stuff. I think it could work in a really weird way, but I'm down for that. But I feel like that's the only way it ends. I feel like it ends with like him getting a bag over his head, and the only way of him changing that is if somebody makes a save. But I really don't think that's going to be what they do unless it's like a huge brawl at the end. I just feel like that's kind of what they're going to have to go for, is they're going to try to take out Orange Cassidy permanently. I mean, they already tried to, so like it's not like it's completely out of the blue. But yeah, that's what I feel. Full Gear is tonight, so tell me what you guys think and if you guys will be watching. I'm definitely going to watch. The pre-show thing is just it's just so long, man. Like it starts way too soon in the day and like just is all day. It's so not looking forward to as that as much. I don't know, but I'll be doing a match review tomorrow, so check that out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.